Black History Month is reductive for black people. Stop calling yourselves African Americans, because you clearly have an issue with Africans.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call.
That's why we are so invested in what's going on in America. You can't have your cake and eat it.
Anyone here last week and said that Black British people are obsessed with Black Americans?
What is good, people, and welcome on another episode today. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing well, and if you're joining for the very first time, thank you so much for being here, and thank you all for your support. I have a video of a Black British guy here. I think he had made a video before, and maybe there are so many Black Americans in his comment section disagreeing with what he said, so he made another video addressing Black Americans, talking about how they act like they are the only one who face discrimination, they are the only one who, experience slavery, experience oppression and all of that. I feel like this creator has actually been waiting for a moment to get this off of his chest, because yes, he has a lot to say. Black Americans, of course, are not going to back off of this, because yes, if you are coming at them, they are coming at you back. It has always been like this, you guys. And these people are saying that these Black British people are so obsessed with them, and it's just like they cannot wrap their head around how Black Americans can literally stand up for themselves, how they can advocate for themselves. It's like it's pissing them off when they see Black Americans advocating for themselves, like they need to get a grip. I have put together his own video. It's getting a lot off of his chest, you guys. I've put together his video, and I got a response from Black Americans as well. So without wasting much time, let's get right into it.
I just realized why I pissed off all the Americans on my Kendrick comments. It's Black History Month. I keep forgetting. No one cares. Black History Month is reductive for black people. Here's your 1 month, we're going to celebrate you. But you guys have heard that theory before, so I'll spare you. Well, here's another one. Stop calling yourselves African Americans, because you clearly have an issue with Africans, especially when we give our opinions and stuff like Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance. Chill. Oh, I can hear the attacks already. Hear me. Listen, you've been there for 400 years. Stop calling yourselves African, bro. Not because you're not African, not because it's not in your bloodline. The Americans that went there and from Europe, the European Americans, Columbus and them, man, they don't call themselves European Americans anymore. They're just Americans. You've lived there long enough to just be called Americans. Every time you call yourself an African American, it's almost like you're saying you still don't belong there. And I'm sorry, but it's been so long. You belong there. Oh, I'm an African American, but you don't care for Africa. I'm an African American. I'm the only person in the world who's had issues or who's faced discrimination. No, you're not. American black people are not the only people who've gone through hardship in this world. The same way slavery or the history of America has an impact on black people, history itself still impacts black people across the world today. And that's what a lot of you don't seem to understand. Your great-granddad or your granddad was a slave. Fair enough, innit? But so many African nations are still being affected by the West today. Look at Congo. As a clear example, it doesn't have to be slavery in your face for it to still be slavery in your face. Do you know where the resources in your iPhones come from? Congo. Them man are still going through it right now. I'm an African American. I'm the only person in the world who's had issues or who's faced discrimination. No, you're not. I'm an African American. All these people are stealing our culture. It's not really you. It's because of the country where you're from has this real big impact on media. So yes, a lot of us in the world, white, black, blue, pink, grew up on American culture. Not specifically black, but hip hop is cool. Hip hop is dominant. Athletes are cool. Like any child and every young person in the world, you look up to people you can identify with. So if you see a Michael Jordan, a Tupac, a Biggie, a Jay-Z, you're going to admire them and you might adopt elements of their culture. It's not rocket science. It's not that deep. You're not the only black people who have to navigate being a minority in another part of the world. So relax. Black Americans want to know why we're so obsessed with them. Like, why are they in our heads rent-free? I think it comes down to media and politics. The world views America as a superpower. America's a big bully. He's got big guns, big all of that, big army, you know what I'm saying? So the world kind of listens to what America says. Your elections, your presidents, your disasters, whatever impacts America, impacts the world. From my understanding, like the dollar is what is used to trade. Oil, all this kind of stuff is against the dollar. So people are financially invested in what's going on over there. The history of America ties in with the history of Britain. If America goes to war, Britain goes to war. We're locked in, gang. British people died because of 9/11. Because British men had to go to Afghanistan and Iraq and all that shit. Politically, we follow what's going over there. Which leads me to the media. 90% of media is owned by like 6 companies. and they're probably all American. American media is a big deal. They even call it Americanization. Americans speak English. English is one of the most spoken languages in the world. So if you have the biggest media platforms and you speak one of the most popular languages, you're going to have a lot of influence, especially if the content is good. I grew up on Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney. So you get kids in other parts of the world speaking with slight American accents influenced because of the media they're watching. Then it's Disneyland. So you know about Mickey Mouse, you know about Disney World, you know about Florida. Then it's clothing, branding. I get frustrated because sometimes I'm trying to buy a t-shirt but it says New York, this says Miami, Seattle. Who the fuck wants to wear a t-shirt that says Seattle? Boston. Piss off. So we are invested in American culture. I've seen people use this word tether a lot. From my understanding, a tether is somebody who tries to act like they're American. We grew up on your culture or elements of your culture, and we understand what you have shown us. So when people are like, oh, you don't understand our culture, what is so complex about American culture or Black American culture? I'm not minimizing it. I'm asking you, what is so complicated about it? What's difficult to identify with or understand? I'm Black. I'm a minority. You're Black. You're a minority. You've been through some shit. I haven't been through those things you've been through, but you also haven't been through some of those things your ancestors have been through. But some of the things you're going through today, I can identify with. So I engage with your media more. I don't think we're obsessed. We just get it. We're using Twitter. We're using Facebook. We're using Instagram. America's trying to bully TikTok, which is not an American app. America wants to own everything. So that's why it's constantly in our faces. And that's why we are so invested in what's going on in America. You can't have your cake and eat it. We're all Americans. USA, USA.
When I came on here last week and said that Black British people are obsessed with Black Americans and they come online unsolicited every week, provoking Black Americans for no reason and saying the most outlandish, crazy shit, y'all told me, you lot over there crazy, no one's coming for Americans, yeah, no one cares about America, America, America. Explain this.
I'm an African American. I'm the only person in the world who's had issues or who's faced discrimination. No, you're not. American Black people are not the only people who've gone through hardship in this world. It's your great granddad or your granddad was a slave. Fair enough, innit? But look at Congo. That is a clear example. It doesn't have to be slavery in your face for it to still be slavery in your face. Do you know when African American, all these people are stealing our culture? It's not really used because of the country where you're from. You're not the only Black people who have to navigate being a minority in another part of the world. So, relax. It's Black History Month. I keep forgetting. No one cares. Black History Month is reductive for Black people. Here's your 1 month. We're going to celebrate you. But you guys, here's another one. Stop calling yourselves African Americans, because you clearly have an issue with Africans, especially when we give our opinions and stuff like Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance. Chill. Oh, I can hear the attacks. European Americans, Columbus and them, man, they don't call themselves European Americans anymore. They're just Americans. You've lived there long enough to just be called Americans.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Like, are you not embarrassed? It's so embarrassing. Not only did this man go on a 4-video rant about Black Americans, he went on a rant telling us we should not call ourselves African American, that Black History Month is redundant and we don't need it, that we're not the only people in the world that experience hardship, we're not the only Black people. No one ever fucking said we were. The problem with you guys is you consume us so fucking much that your thought process is centered around Black Americans, whereas Black Americans just be talking about ourselves, and you translate us talking about our struggles in our country as no one else goes through shit, no one else goes through things. We are in America talking about America. Turn your TVs off. Put the phone down. Unsubscribe to the USA. Unsubscribe. And then after all of that, and even if you guys want to try to argue the fact that you consume us, he then made a video explaining why Black Brits are obsessed with Black Americans after he provoked us unsolicited. You guys got it. I don't know no more with Black Brits. And you guys told me not to generalize and mention all Black Brits because all Black Brits aren't the same. What is this shit? Because he's just talking about Black Americans and no one even spoke to him. So once again, this content is in response to a Black Brit coming online and saying some fucking wild shit. Good night. Enjoy your chips and gravy. Chip.
I'm an African American. I'm the only person in the world who's had issues or who's faced discrimination. No, you're not. That's what a lot of you don't seem to understand. Your great granddad or your granddad was a slave. Fair enough, innit? But so many African nations are still being affected by the West today.
Some of y'all need to evaluate why you were so triggered by Black Americans advocating for themselves. Black people were stolen out of Africa, away from our families, and shipped to the United States against our will. Millions of us didn't even survive that passage. And then when we got to the United States, we were forced to work as slaves for hundreds of years. And all we've done since we've arrived is try to push this country to uphold its initial founding promise that all men would be created equal. And for that, for some reason, y'all hate us. Now, I've been Black American my whole life. I know a whole lot of Black Americans. I have never once in my entire life heard anyone ever say, oh, we are the only population of people that have ever suffered or who've ever been discriminated against. I've never once in my life heard that. What you have heard from Black Americans is our demand to be treated equally and fairly, our demand for our history, this nation's history, to be accurately taught in schools to all of America's children. You've heard us advocating for not just our rights, but everybody else's. And I'm dying to know why that makes y'all so mad.
I'm an African American. I'm the only person in the world who's had issues or who's faced discrimination. No, you're not. That's what I look.
Some of y'all need to evaluate why you were so triggered by Black Americans advocating for themselves.
Also saying that we are begging Black Americans to come to Africa and invest while...
Can you all shut the fuck up? Shut up. I'm black braids, English breakfast. Shut up. Didn't you guys got chased last year? Just last year. Running and hiding. Racists were beating you up. And also, we are American because we live in America, they hate us. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You live in America, bro. Like, shut up, man. The whole foundation of that country is to oppress you, bro. The foundation. Huh? Are you guys dumb? I used to fall for this too, like, when I started making videos. You people are like dead weight. Dead weight. We are trying to climb a mountain. You are at the bottom. You can't climb the mountain, but you are dragging everyone else down. You see how dumb you guys are? Every fucking week, I'll see one of these bullshit, bro. Why? Like, what's the point? Huh? Are you not worried about rent or something? You have nothing to pay, or I don't know, man. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to see what Ibrahim Traore is doing. You get me? So shut up.
What do you guys think about the Black British guy literally going on a full speed rant? It's about 4 videos, you guys, but it's just like, this is just the basics and the one that, Black Americans are teaching and talking about. You guys, like, what do you think about what he said? He literally told them to remove the African that they call themselves because obviously they do not like Africa. This is the way, this diaspora war every single month starts. One part is going to say something to provoke the other part. Before you know it, it's already back and forth. And this is one of the reasons why I think I do not see a solidarity between these groups of people like Africans, Black Americans, Black British people. There's always something going on. If it's not every week, it's every month. If it's not every month, it is every quarter. Remove the African from their name and still came back to make a video on the reason why they are obsessed with that. Do you guys think he's stylishly telling them that, yes, we are obsessed with you guys and we know it, and this is the reason why we're obsessed with you guys? I really want to hear what you guys think. This person said, I just want to know why people who are 9/10 never spoke to an African American before have these ridiculous opinions of us. Like, one would swear we are the damn boogeyman of the diaspora, how they always have a story about us. His oversimplistic view on the discrimination Black Americans face by reducing it to your granddad was a slave is such a problem. Why do people think just slavery is only what African American face? Another one said, all of you are being oppressed no matter what part of the world you're in. It is just one group think that they are above another group because of location. You all are fighting the same fight. And I agree with this particular person. Maybe this person is African. Because yes, it is Black American and Black British people that are fighting. Maybe this African person is like in the middle, trying to find a neutral ground. And I feel like I kind of agree. He said it's like they are purposely disingenuous so they can have something to say about Black Americans. We do not claim that we are the only ones who have suffered. Wherever you find yourself in the world, if you're Black, it is the same thing. Exactly. And if Africa does not rise, we are not going anywhere regardless of where we are in the world. Like, the moment we even wake up to this, the realization that whether if you are Black, wherever you find yourself, if that place is not predominantly Black people's place, Black people place are most likely going to face discrimination. Like we've seen Black people travel to other places that is not predominantly Black, and we've had stories that are just like mind-boggling. Like, do you mean this is actually what they do to Black people? Like, you will literally question your existence. So anywhere you go that is not like full of Black people, we all know you are most likely not going to get treated the best. Like, let's think about this video, and what do you think about the response as well? I'm going to see you guys in the next one.